Okay, today I'd like to go over the basic typography assignment. So first of all, you'll need this folder, the basic typography folder, and inside that you're going to have the type source, and then you'll have the project assignments, and also the secondary assignment. So the real assignment that I want you to do is this one, but to prepare you for that, I want you to do this assignment. So you must do this one first, and you're going to use this information. This is hopefully going to teach you how to use Adobe Illustrator, and you'll learn some basic typography. So first of all, these are Adobe Acrobat files. So let's get the program open, Adobe Acrobat. So you can go to the search. They call it the spotlight here, but you can search for files and for programs right here in the spotlight. So let's look for Acrobat. So here's Adobe Acrobat, and this one is not the reader, it is actually the professional version of Acrobat. So I want you to start learning how to use that program. So just click on that and it opens up. You'll need Adobe Acrobat a lot in this class, so go ahead and right click on Adobe Acrobat, go to options and say keep in dock. I like to put my Acrobat program close to my other Adobe program, so I'll just slide it right over here, and now we have it open. So let's go to the project that I'd like you to do after you get this project done. So let's look over this project here. So I would like you to do this self-portrait using typography, and you'll take a photo of yourself and you'll put it on a separate layer in Illustrator, and just keep it black and white. We'll go over color later. I want you to put some of these things about yourself, your personal political statement, something that you really stand for, or your career goals, or anything like that. Make sure to use Adobe Illustrator. This is an Illustrator typography assignment. And also, whenever you finalize the project, use your naming convention here. And I want it to be the final project file type would be a PDF, which is an Adobe Acrobat file. So make sure that when you finish this, use the naming convention, and it is a PDF. So that's that project here. And I showed you that how you can just drag this right to Acrobat and it opens up the file. Well, also once you have Acrobat open, you can go File, Open, and you can go to where your files are. We'll go to the basic typography, and we'll go over the first assignment here, Typography Basics. This is for graphic design, and a couple things that I want you to learn to use here in Adobe Illustrator and with typography is baseline shift and kerning and tracking. Some of these other things that you probably already know, the size of the font. This is letter spacing, or leading is what Illustrator calls it. But what we're going to do is we're going to take that type basic source, this file right here, and we're going to bring that into Illustrator, and you're going to put it on a separate layer, just as you would with the self-portrait photo. I don't want you to use the same fonts as the type basic. I want you to kind of change up the fonts a little bit. Make sure to use a serif and sans serif. I'll go over that. Don't use scripts or handwriting fonts. There's nothing wrong with those fonts, but for this particular project, I want you to really understand the difference between serif and sans serif. So on this project, don't use Old English or any of those fonts that say somebody's name, hand. Okay. We're also going to use the baseline shift tool. That's this one right here. I'll show you that when we get into the project. I want you to mark everything. Everything on this type basic source, I want you to label it and indicate what everything is. You're going to make type on a path and type on a circle. You're also going to recreate the kerning and tracking page. You're going to use Adobe Illustrator. This should say number 8. That's okay. And there'll be one more thing I want you to do. I'll show you on the video tutorial. You're going to make a page, a folio page, and I'll show you how to do that later on in the assignment. So that's basically the instructions. So you're going to use this file here, the Typography Basic Instructions. That's the project. Make sure you do this one before you ever start the self-portrait. Before you ever do this one. And this file right here, the Type Basic Source, we're going to place this one into Adobe Illustrator, and you're going to recreate everything on the page in Adobe Illustrator. So go to part 2, and that will actually show you how to do some of these things and do some of the elements and descriptions here in Adobe Illustrator.